do you think that everybody can be successful on YouTube? I actually say, yeah, I actually do. And I have found that not 80%, not 90%, 100% want a YouTube channel manager. They're saying, I'm so busy, but man, the thumbnail, the title, the description, keeping the channel updated, that is the blocker for so many business owners that have money that want to pay somebody.
And so we're looking at 5 clients, and that's $10,000 a month. It doesn't mean you're working 40 hours a week by any means to hit those $10,000 months.
You got to just press record. I don't believe, though, that everyone's going to be successful on YouTube by maybe being the charismatic front person. I think that the opportunity to be successful on YouTube could look in a lot of different ways. Maybe you're on camera and you're the charismatic front person. Maybe you create a faceless channel where you are using other people's content via fair use and Creative Commons and royalty-free content to build up income that way. Of course, you could work for a creator on their staff. You could do video production and all kinds of different things. But this role of YouTube channel manager, of being like a YouTube producer, I think the opportunity here as well is maybe you end up being the graphic designer with Canva for the thumbnails and you be all of these different pieces. But even if you don't know how to be a graphic designer, people just want to hire the producer. You could then basically subcontract that to Fiverr, to someone else. You could have an account like Design Pickle where they're maybe doing multiple designs and you use that account. You got to be the DJ, the producer. And so this opportunity in 2023 of being a YouTube channel manager, starting a freelance service-based business, I'm telling you, there is a blue ocean because there's not enough of them. They're not marketing well. And that's where you come in. And by the way, if you're in a rush or whatever, I want to make sure you don't miss out on Brandi's class. If you want to learn how to consistently do 10K months, you could go to thinkbrandi.com and we'll put a link. She has an hour-long class that'll get you a lot more tactical step-by-step startup information. Being a YouTube channel manager is a massive opportunity. My question for you is, where do service providers break down? If that was their skill, but now they're like, I want to market it, or they're finding like, I got that skill, but where do I get clients? What are some of the biggest mistakes the people you serve make in this area?
Yeah. And I just want to talk really quick that there's this huge gap, and I don't know why it is that no one is marketing themselves as this channel manager, but it's very similar to being a podcast producer. And we have so many podcast producers. And so with that, you're pretty much a project manager that's doing all the moving parts. And like Sean said, you can outsource whatever you want. But one thing we see is if you decide to go down this route is a few mistakes in the beginning. One, you think you have to charge hourly, which is like the worst thing you can do because it's horrible experience for the client because they just want to know how much it's going to cost them for you to manage their YouTube channel. And if that means that, it's different every single month, that's not great for their bookkeeping. It's not great for your bookkeeping, but just setting guidelines. So having a package instead of hourly, I think is one of the best things you can do. And secondly to that is stay off Upwork and places like Fiverr and stuff when it comes to you deciding what your packages are, because what they're doing is different than the skills you're bringing. And so one thing I see is people get in this like rut, like, oh, there's people overseas that charge $5. Like, how could I ever do that? But you're setting yourself up for a client who doesn't want the time difference, the time zone difference. They want someone who is closer to them that can get this up, that's part of their team, even if you're a freelancer. And so you're going to price yourself in a way that makes you desirable. And because you know how much value you're bringing, if you save a YouTuber 20 hours a month, which I don't know how much time, but I would imagine, Sean, your team's like, it takes a lot of time to produce even 4 videos a month. Oh my gosh, if you're saving them 20 hours, what can that visionary do? What can they go out and accomplish? And so pricing yourself based on the value you bring and not by the hour is going to be really, really important for your success in the business, but also creating a really great experience for the clients. And then when it comes to marketing, the biggest mistake I see people make is they're just not doing it. It's crazy to me that people think that they can post on Instagram and have like a flood of clients. And I call that passive marketing. That's marketing where you're throwing something up, crossing your fingers and hoping it works out. Kind of like if you just threw a YouTube video up without any SEO, title, thumbnail, anything like that, and hoping you start to get viewers. And so the third and final mistake I see people make is they just don't have any systems set up. And it creates a really bad experience from the get-go. And so if someone says like, yes, this is what I need, how can I book a call to learn more? They're like, oh, okay, I have this time and this time available. But instead of doing that, you can automate all this through systems like Dubsado or Honeybook that's going to take care of your sales call. It's going to take care of your contracts, your invoices. And too many times people think they don't need that until they have a lot of clients. But the thing is, you'll get a lot more clients if you start with that right off the get-go, because you want to seem like the professional, not the amateur.
So if you take the skill of I'm a YouTube channel manager and you start to do active marketing and you've got your systems, what could the math be on a $10,000 a month, maybe compared to what podcast producers are doing?
Yeah. So I think the average, so there's going to be people who charge less. There's going to be people who charge more, but I work with a lot of podcast managers. And what I see is an average of about $2,000 for full production. And I think YouTube channel management would actually probably be more than that, based on like just knowing the different levels. And that's the other thing. You have to decide what you're going to offer and what you're not going to offer. So if you're not offering graphic design because maybe they already have someone, then maybe yours is a little more, but maybe you're like, I'm fully optimizing this thing, then maybe you're closer to 3,000. But let's just use this 2,000 because it seems to be the number that gets thrown around a lot in the podcasting world. And so we're looking at 5 clients, and that's $10,000 a month. Once you get your systems, and depending on how much you're out, like getting graphics done on Fiverr, things like that, then it doesn't mean you're working 40 hours a week by any means to hit those $10,000 months.